Good evening. The former Scottish Secretary, Alistair Carmichael, launched what's been called an unguided missile after a memo was leaked during the election campaign. The remark was made by a QC who was summing up for the group who brought an action against Mr Carmichael in a special election court, arguing that he broke electoral law. The MP's legal team say the case should be thrown out of court. Joanne Macaulay reports.
Cameras were allowed in court today to enable Alistair Carmichael's constituents in Orkney and Shetland to follow the case live online. The hearing focused on a memo about Nicola Sturgeon, which was leaked to a paper in the run-up to the election. At first, Alistair Carmichael denied being involved, but it later emerged he had sanctioned its release. In court, it was claimed he'd misled the public.
The image which he seeks to present to the court is that he's putting his own reputation on the line for the good of his party. Ultimately, he takes the hit on this, but although, as he said, it never occurred to him that he'd get caught.
The four constituents bringing the case claim Mr Carmichael broke election law, which forbids anyone making false statements about the conduct or character of a candidate. But Mr Carmichael's lawyer said this was a political leak and his false statement about his involvement was a political matter.
A false denial of what one knew does not relate to personal character or conduct at all. The leak was political in its entirety.
The case has been crowd-funded, and those who brought it believe it's an important legal landmark.
Nobody's done this before, at least not in living memory, and we wouldn't have been able to do it without nearly 7,000 people who put real money into making this happen. Of course it's worthwhile, because democracy is worthwhile, and that's what this is about.
The judges at this rare election court must now consider the evidence, and they'll give their judgment to the House of Commons at a later date. They have to decide whether or not Alistair Carmichael broke election law and if his election as MP for Orkney and Shetland should stand or be declared void. Joanne Macaulay reporting, Scotland, Edinburgh.